Hi, hi, hi. So, today is June 30th, and we are nearing the end of our program. We're here in beautiful Bali. Mmm, linger, Bali. Rolls off the tongue and into your heart, doesn't it? It does. Anyways, um, so yeah, we're in Bali, the last little stretch of our program. And yesterday we went to the monkey forest. That was very, very entertaining. Um, I'm not really down with the monkeys or bananas. Monkeys love bananas. Therefore, I ensured that I was not near the bananas so the monkeys would not go bananas around me. Everyone else did it though. I already wrote about it, but I just feel like I need to comment on that. For those of you who possibly didn't understand what I meant in all caps by I don't do the monkeys. Um, but yeah, let me tell you, it was slightly enjoyable. People were doing things, like I said before my write up, that just didn't make sense. Like running from the monkey, swinging at the monkey, saying "No, monkey, no," with a bag of bananas in your hand, the hand that you're swinging at the monkey in. For not understanding, like five of them are trying to attack, and they're sneaky, conniving little things. I already talked about it, but they're conniving. Anyway, so today, what did I do? I woke up before my alarm. Check. Went to the ashram, which is um, it's like a retreat. It's like a Hindu retreat, and it was so beautiful. I collected seashells and coral. I talked with an old man who was gone when I looked up to give him money. And oh yeah, I wrote a poem. Wait, what? I would? What? What? Shall said, what? What? Yeah, I know. We were driving to pick up Elga, which is one of Dr. Nelly's friends and colleagues. She's a minister. We're driving. She's a woman who runs Inner for Day. I know. See? All my blocks, they just run together. But she runs Inner for Day. And we were driving to pick her up, and I was watching the ocean, the breeze, and the people, because today was a ceremony day. Because the Hindus, it's like every day is a ceremony day, and like our truck was like blessed, and it was really beautiful. It was very Hindu. Everything here is very Hindu. I love it, actually. I really like the Hindu influence in Bali. It's beautiful and amazing, and almost makes you want to cry. But yeah, we were driving, and I was just inspired to write, so I did. I'm not done. I didn't finish it yet. I had to stop. But I like what I see here, if I do say so myself. Um, so that's interesting. But at the ashram, there's this little library. I did my own thing today. I just kind of separated myself from the group and walked around the ashram for the majority of the time by myself. Just because I needed to. I was feeling really run down. Yesterday, I took a nap on a pool chair for like 2 straight hours, and I was still exhausted. I tried to nap on the way to the ashram, and I was still exhausted. So I just needed to recharge my own, and it was the best thing. God smiled on me while I was picking up seashells. He smiled at me when I was walking along the water, and because it's like on the beach, but there's this little part where the water's let in, and there are these beautiful lotus flowers growing. And I looked, my camera had already gone dead, so no, I don't have pictures of it. But I looked up, and there's like barbed wire. It's like brick wall. There's barbed wire. There are these beautiful yellow flowers on it. It's just, ah, I needed that time to myself, and I'm glad I took it. Um, but I did meet interesting people. Um, one guy who's got like 2 bachelor's degrees. Uh, he's working on something else. Another American. She's Canadian, and I know Canada's not America, but when you think about it, Mexico, Canada, America, North America, right there. Us Americans, we had to stick together, and she was able to celebrate Canada Day with fellow Americans. See, see, look at God. But yeah, so we went there, and then one of the men who's running the ashram, his mother started actually. He was very nice. He was telling us how Hinduism, everything's male, female, everything's equal, and I really like that because Islam in Indonesia, um, just reflecting on it. Yes, there are instances where the woman is seen, but equality of the sexes is not something that runs rampant. It's not um, easily seen. It's not seen often. And it's not that it's not possible, obviously, from the questions I had asked just about every um, Islamic leader that I met, just the culture, they, the way they interpret the Quran, the way people set up religion separated from the way that it may have intended to be equality. It's like the man, the woman. See where I'm going with that? The Hinduism is like the man, the woman. Now, granted, you may not see it all the time readily, but today the man's in the village. His name's Neoman, and he's like, and if you notice in our village, the man and the woman they're equal because the Hinduism, the man and woman are equal. And I was just like, I love it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I love it. The culture's beautiful. In Bali, okay? The culture that I've seen is beautiful. The architecture and the offerings that they give, all expensive and sometimes it's financial strain, as I found out tonight at dinner. Beautiful. The people, beautiful. The baby that I picked up, beautiful. I love Bali. I do. I know. It's crazy. It's random. Because who knew I would ever end up in Indonesia, but I love it. Um, so the ashram, we participated in a prayer, and they sing "How Great Is Our God." Very surprising to me. To be honest, I wasn't really into the chanting, the singing that they had. Um, I didn't feel a pull go along with it like I did at Imha with the Islamic Sufi leader. Which I mean, being honest, I didn't feel it. I respected it, but I didn't feel it. And they sang "How Great Thou Art," and again, I did not feel it. But everything is not for everybody. And as long as you respect something, you don't necessarily have to feel um, an innate. You don't have to be like innately drawn to it. So that's the way I interpret that. Then we had lunch there, which was interesting. I got my red rice, thank you Jesus, um, and jackfruit, not cooked, which was delicious. Uh, Fire ant free, might I add. So that was fun. And then we left the ashram, went to the village of the man who was in the ashram. That was fun. Then there were water buffalo. Okay. Yeah, I'm all down with nature. He's telling us about sustainability and the cloth they have, how they have a direct bloodline with India, and like they came from like Orson, I think that was the name. Orson, I'll edit this, so just look at the write up for any corrections that need to be made. But he was telling us all the stuff, and we're walking through his village and learning about everything. And he's coming out with the book, and I'm really excited for that because I will read it. And then I just say water buffalo, just chilling. Like, Like they were chilling like the homies on the block. They were just there, and just I was wearing my red skirt as a dress. You know, my whole skirt, dress, skirt, dress. Oh, it's the same thing that's got going on. It was red, and I didn't expect to see water buffalo today. And one buffalo got up and it started walking towards me. And I'm not going to lie, I'm going to be very honest about this. Um, I pulled a self-preservation move, and Elga's nephew, Fredley, uh, happened to be the one that was thrown out there to the wolves for me to be preserved. And the buffalo started following him and kept following him and kept following him. And poor little Fredley, he's like holding his head down. He's talking to the village leader. He's like, how do I get him to stop? How do I get him to stop following me? How do I get him to stop following me? And I kept moving away. Fredley looked like he was coming towards me because I was far away. I just, no, my mama told me come back in one piece. So, my bad. But it was very interesting to talk to him, listen, hear about his village, and I don't know. I really liked it. I really liked it. They had today was their day. They were going to give offerings to the god of tool making, the blacksmith's temple. So that was nice. And it's been there since like the 10th or 11th century. Yeah. I got a history lesson, a religion lesson, a culture lesson, a social lesson, which is probably religion and culture together. But yeah, I got all kinds of lessons today. And I got a t-shirt with Gandhi's name on it and one of his quotes. Boom. There it is. There it goes. I got it. Snaps all around. And then we left the village and we proceeded, and by now it's like 5 o'clock. We proceeded to head back here to Sanur. We got to Sanur like at a fairly good time, but I was knocked out, and it was the most unsuccessful nap of my life. I woke up and I felt like I had not gone to sleep at all. Hence the reason why I'm yelling in this video right now. So my apologies. To all who are watching, sorry. But we got back here. I'm so slow. Oh my God. We got back here and we immediately went to dinner. And we went to this place called Cafe Batu or Batu Jimba. And it was really nice. I liked it. They had Spanish music, but I saw a couple doing the tango when I walked in. I was like, "Look at your tango on in Bali." And they were Indonesian, so I was like, "You definitely get your tango on in Bali." And the girl was moving her little hips. I was like, "Uh-oh, she got a little flavor. She got a little flavor." Look at America in Asia. But that was fun. And then obviously I didn't dance because I didn't want to show anyone up. But I did dance to myself while sitting in my chair. And I got this lasagna. It was different. It was good. It was different. But it was good. But it was different. So, you know how that goes. And then Dr. Nelly told us about her family. She's just so funny. I was in tears listening to Dr. Nelly. Like, she's just so funny. She's just so funny. And I was telling her about my observances yesterday that I wrote about with the bottle openers. That's how we'll refer to it in this video. The bottle openers. Yeah, Kana explained how it was very exaggerated. So it's supposed to be a cylinder, not the shape that it was. So that's interesting. And Dr. Nelly just started laughing at me. I was like, "I'm so sorry if this sounds bad." She's like, "No, I understand. It's okay." But yeah, so. Wow, that was my day in a nutshell. I'm sitting here exhausted. I have nothing else to say. I haven't made a 15-minute mark yet. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, and Pa John. Uncle. I'm gonna call him Uncle John. I made the decision today that I will get him a gift. I don't know what. I don't know when. But I'm gonna get him a gift. And he's gonna like it. Because I felt very close to him. I felt very, very close to our driver in Jakarta, Franz. I don't know why. We didn't talk that much. But I just felt close to him. I feel so close to you. right now, like an Indonesian force field. But yeah, I felt really close to him, so I'm gonna get a gift for Om John too. See, I don't even call him Pa. Everybody's like Pa John, Pa John. I'm like Om John this and Om John that. Yeah, actually, at lunch, I'm like, "Where's John, Dr. Nelly?" She's like, "Oh, he's probably busy or doing something on his own." And then he never showed up. And when I did see him, I was like, John, where were you? I was looking for you." He's like, "It's tourist season. I have to work." It was actually, it sounded like my parents sound when they're working. And I'm like, "Where were you? You're such a cunt to my soccer game and you never showed up." They're like, "I have a job so that you can go frolicking around, kicking a ball around. It's not even made of real leather or animal skin. I work." Hmm. Hmm. Wow. Look at how Indonesia makes things make more sense to me. Um, yeah, that's interesting. I said a couple funny things today. Some very funny, like today. I wanted juice. My roommate Bailey, she's like, "Well, they have wine." I was like, "Oh, Jesus juice that he had you leaning to the side and saying hallelujah." I am so funny sometimes. Like, really. Yeah, and y'all will hear that again later. Ha ha ha. Yeah, alright, that's it. I have nothing else to say. Today was beautiful, and reflecting on it, I think I prefer Hinduism culturally. Culturally, I prefer the way that Hinduism has been approached and the way I've observed it today in Bali versus the way that a more male dominated uh, patern- paternal centric um, approach to Islam in Java. Um, and that's because I'm coming from a very different background than most people. And in my background, it's always stressed that women and men are equal. Yes, there are times when you need to. I go to a church now, it's like, you be submissive to your husbands, and that's great. But I'm not trying to be with someone who's going to dominate me and step out my voice or my individuality. Which I'm not saying that that is what happens in Java, but the more radical Islamic sects uh, give you this very nice view of Islam the way they do it, but it's a very different reality. Um, so I think that's my take home message for today. Things in Indonesia, nothing's ever black and white, all different shades of gray. And although Hinduism in Bali has it's all different shades of gray, and the suicide rate is actually very high because they're offerings that they have to do once a day, multiple times a day, one offering for each family member. It's like 3,000 rupiah each for the very small squares, and that is very expensive, and people have a financial burden and they kill themselves. That's one extreme to something where someone may feel very free and enjoy the offerings and just want to devote their lives to just doing that. Just like Islam in Indonesia can be very freeing and present an entire new world to someone where they're educated, they can get themselves educated in Bahasa Indonesia, in Arabic and English. They can be well read, they can go and travel and study abroad. Yes, male and female. That is possible, but at the same time, on the other side of the spectrum, you can be reciting something that you don't know, you don't understand, you just know the language, how this symbol is supposed to be pronounced, character symbol. Um, and you can be an 8 or 9 year old girl who is covered from head to toe, and the only people that see you is your father, your male relatives, and one day your husband. And your life is controlled, every facet, by a man because the way that they interpret your holy text. So that's the way it is. And you know what? That's not a foreign concept because it happens in America. It happened in America. I mean, I can't tell you how many people I know who just their story is I got married at 14 and I was barefoot and pregnant for 10, 11 years. And I raised my children and I never got more than a 6th, 7th, 8th grade education. I haven't read the Bible front to back, but they know each and every verse that their husband ever recited to them, including that a wife should be submissive. But never that Christianity was open to anybody. So, what are you going to do? Can't do nothing. Oh! Fun fact, I also got this like thing hang on the wall, says Bali, by this guy named Coleman. And I learned there were 5 sets of twins in a village of 600. That's a really high rate, right? I know, out of all the births, I know. Because the average number of child per household is half. 0.5 child per household. That's the average of the entire village. And there are 5 sets of twins. Living. My bad, homies. That was not cool. My bad. Yeah. So, anyways, that's how it is. I'm watching Lord of the Rings, The Return of the Two Towers. I know. Crazy. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm watching Lord of the Rings, The Return of the Ring. So, I'm going to go ahead and finish watching it. Have a great night, day, morning, afternoon. As always, be happy, pray a lot, and Skype often. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.